Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing Ninjago set number 71808, Kai's Elemental Fire Mech, retailing for $30 USD or $29.99 and containing 322 pieces. This set right here is a new set for Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 2, and it has a lot in common with some of the other mechs from this exact same wave for January of 2024. However, Kai's Elemental Fire Mech stands out in the sense that this set is a lot bigger and includes more stuff when compared to the other two mechs. For example, not only do you get Kai's Fire Mech in this set, but you also get a Wolf Mech as well for Kai's Fire Mech to fight against. Of course, though, Kai's Fire Mech is the main draw. It uses the most amount of pieces, and ultimately at the end of the day, that is what you are paying for, most of all. For today's video, my goal is to simply give my thoughts on this set as openly and honestly as possible. I am not a professional LEGO reviewer, nor am I trying to be. I just like to review the sets that I buy, so without further ado, let's talk about this one right here. Hopefully you enjoy hearing my thoughts on Kai's Elemental Fire Mech. Let's get started. First of all, for the box, this is the front of the box, and this is the back of the box. Imagine that. Alright, so starting off with minifigures, first and foremost here, we have Kai in his new Dragons Rising Season 2 outfit. Now this Kai, along with the other Dragons Rising Season 2 ninja, I have already discussed in detail in a previous video, so check that out if you want to hear my full extensive thoughts on this guy. But still, I like his color scheme, nice different shades of red and gold, a little bit of yellow too. I like that. Very fiery. Unfortunately, Kai does not include a golden shoulder pad. Again, kind of a bummer there. Wish LEGO included it. Of course, Kai can't fit in the mech with that shoulder pad, but that would not hurt to include as just a little extra, I guess. But overall, this Kai, I like him. He's still pretty cool. Probably one of the better Dragons Rising Season 2 ninja out there. You also get Zane in this set in his new Dragons Rising Season 2 outfit. He also includes a golden katana and a golden shoulder pad. Yes, this one does come with a shoulder pad. Thank goodness they exist. But this Zane we've already talked about in a previous video as well, so I don't really have too many new things to say about this guy. I do like this Zane though. Very icy, very ice themed, very snow themed with his white and light blue color scheme. And again, the gold I think complements his design extremely well. And like I said, he does come with a golden katana. You get a couple of those in this set. Next up, we have Jordana. Now, this figure I like. I really like this character in the show. She's really funny. I like her quite a bit. Even though a lot of other Ninjago fans might not like her, I liked her in Dragons Rising Season 1. Very curious to see what she gets up to in Dragons Rising Season 2. And yes, this is Jordana from Dragons Rising Season 1. Back again in a new wolf-themed outfit. She's got those symbols there on the torso and the legs, wolf moon, nice wolf printing overall. She also has this thing around her neck. It's kind of like a fur thing. I don't know the proper terminology for it. Feel free to inform me down below in the comments section. She also has this giant sword, which just taking that away really quick so we can focus on the figure. I also really like her face print. Very evil smirk. She also has those Imperium markings on her cheek because of course she is from Imperium. Really quick, let's take a look at the alternate face, which is a little bit of a different expression there. Kind of fits Jordana a little more, if I'm being honest. And yeah, talking about the elephant in the room, this is the wrong hairpiece. This is not the same hairpiece that she has in the show, because in the show that hairpiece does not exist in that color, nor does it exist in LEGO anymore, as it is a retired piece. So they decided to give her this one instead, in a darker red, kind of like a burgundy color. Now, will Jordana's hair change in the show to match this? Maybe. I don't know for sure, though. I feel like this hairstyle works for her, though. I don't mind how this looks. Sorry, I'm talking about Jordana a little bit too long here, but I love her character in the show, and I feel like as a figure, this was well worth the wait. Maybe I'll use some of these parts to make a custom or a revamped custom of my Dragons Rising Season 1 Jordana. And finally, you get a Wolf Mask Warrior. Nothing really super new about this guy, and nothing really significant about this guy either. We've seen these guys before in previous reviews. This guy doesn't really have any special weaponry or armor. Same face underneath as the previous wolf guys, same printing, same mask, same everything. Like I said, nothing too special. Probably the least important figure of this entire set. Now, before we talk about Kai's mech, we need to talk about this mini wolf mech right here, which also is included in the set. Sort of like a little thing for Kai's mech to beat up, I suppose. Now, to get the wolf guy in there, you just need to have him standing up. Open the canopy. There are some studs right there. You just got to connect him in there like so, and close up the canopy, and there you go. And just like that, you have the wolf guy in his wolf mech. Now, really quick, I kind of like this mech. It's kind of, you know, weird looking on first glance, but I think it works for the wolf guys. First of all, this feels like a wolf vehicle. It even has a tail. Look at that. That reminds me of a lot of the old Chima sets with the wolves, and I guess just Chima sets in general, where every vehicle had to look like the animal. This feels like one of those Chima mechs, just in Ninjago now. Kind of surreal. Like I said, though, this thing also has a lot of other things that makes it wolf-esque. First of all, it has some fur on the back and the feet. Again, fur texturing, not too bad. Also, it does have claws right here and on the feet. First of all, for articulation, the claws can move. Yay. Wrist posability there. Awesome. There's not much to the arms. They are kind of lanky and kind of skinny, but I feel like that works considering that this is a wolf mech. No elbows, but you do get one of those SCCBS pieces right there to simulate an elbow. And both of the arms are built up the exact same way. Also, the shoulders do have ball joints, so you can get some good posability out of this thing just like that. Overall, I kind of like this thing. Maybe a little bit more than I should. For the legs, ball joints at the hips. There are no knees, but you do get this piece that kind of simulates a knee. Good enough, I guess. Ankle ball joint is there, so you can get some posability there. Also, again, the claws, like up on the hands, the foot claws can move any which way that you want. It's a very well-articulated little mech for Kai's mech to fight, and like I said, the wolf guy just kind of sits in there, close up the canopy, and he is good to go. I kind of like this thing. I like the colors, too. The dark blue, the light blue, the black, the gray. You can kind of see this centerpiece right here being like a full moon as well. I think that looks really good, and overall, I'm kind of impressed by this teeny tiny little wolf mech. I definitely did not expect it to be this appealing to me, but it is appealing, and I kind of like it. I like how slender and scary it looks. I think this mech right here is an absolute win. But of course, the main thing that you pay for in this set is Kai's elemental fire mech, and as you can see, Kai just kind of sits in there, just sitting down. Same deal with the other mechs. It's very similar to those other builds. Then you close up the canopy, call it good from there. And this thing is pretty beefy looking too. It's also got a lot of fire shooting out everywhere. Fire right here, fire on the shoulders. And these things you can adjust if you want. These are on ball joints, so you can pose that any which way that you prefer. This thing is not on a ball joint, but you can rotate that to get some different angles out of it. And, you know, it's interesting. Also, the shoulder pads can move around too. So again, different angles if you want. While we're on the topic of articulation, let's just continue there. Ball joints at the shoulders, no elbow, but you do have one of those, again, one of those SCCBS pieces simulating an elbow. Same deal with the other mechs as well. The hands are stupid. We'll get back to those here in a second. For the waist, there is a waist swivel, so you can swivel that around if you want. Nice ratchet joint built in there. Same method used on the other mechs for this same wave. For the legs, again, no knees, but again, simulated knee. Look at that. The knee pad can also move out if you want. It gives you a better look at those simulated knees. Also, ball joints at the hips. They can't go out that far, though, because of the way that it's built, but it can go forward and back a whole ton, so that's good. Also, for the feet, ball joints there, but like the Sora mech, there is a stopper back there which kind of prevents it from toppling over, so articulation in the foot is kind of limited, but still ball joints at both of the feet. Now, in terms of the weaponry, Kai's fire mech has this massive fire sword, which let's just remove that from the hand quick. That's not a bad weapon. Very cool. You can kind of see how that's built up there. One of those large blade pieces used. It looks nice. I like how this looks. But it leaves behind something stupid, because like Sora's mech, we have a similar system going on here with the hand. What is this hand? I don't get it. What's the obsession with not giving these mechs thumbs, nor wrist movement? There's nothing there. You do have holes on either side, though, so you can fit the sword on either hand if you want. But I don't know, man. I just wish these things looked good without holding a gigantic weapon. And maybe it does to you, but for me, I can't stand the way that these hands are built. Really, really weird there. Other points of construction are fine. The fire pieces are kind of obnoxious. Maybe it would be better if those fire pieces weren't there. Might make the whole thing look a lot smoother. Yeah, actually, that looks a little bit better. I'm pretty happy with how that looks now. Again, very beefy, like Cole's mech. Same pieces used for the knee pads as Cole's mech, also same thing used up on the shoulder, as opposed to Sora's mech, which used them as a skirt piece. But I like these pieces. Again, they just add bulk and texture. I think that looks good. You can kind of see these being representative of the fire element if you really, squinted and tried hard enough. Maybe these could be like burning or something. I have no idea. The color scheme is also very fire-esque, with various points of red, gold, this nice yellowish orange that Kai used on his Ninjago core counterpart. Also, we do have a sword back here on the leg that Kai can take off and utilize for other types of combat if you really wanted him to. Also, the feet aren't really all that bad. I kind of like how the foot is designed. Same thing on both feet, obviously, but, they got a nice shape to them. I kind of like how the foot is designed here. Also, the legs in general are pretty well designed. Again, no knees, but it's alright, it's good enough. The arms are also built up rather nicely, too. The construction on this thing is pretty solid. Can't really deny that. It is a pretty well-built mech at the end of the day. All this fire junk, though, hanging off of it, I could have done without that. I mean, sure, you want it to appear, like, fire-esque, right? But I don't know. It's just kind of obnoxious. So taking all of that off, I feel like this is definitely a much better approach. Maybe, like Cole's mech, they could have included some transparent orange pieces to kind of simulate the fire. Because as it stands, the way that they had it, I don't really care for that all that much. Also, for the main body piece, that's what you're looking at right there. Very similar construction to Cole's mech. Again, Kai's mech and Cole's mech have a lot in common. Speaking of having things in common, all of these mechs use that exact same printed piece for the center there. Same thing on Sora's mech and Cole's mech. Now, before we compare this mech to the other mech, I think it is worthwhile to show you the comparison between Kai's fire mech here and the mini wolf mech that you get in the set too. Just because these do come in the same set, I want to show you how these two mechs stack up. Obviously, Kai's fire mech looks like it'll deal a lot of damage to this skinny wolf mech. This thing is definitely beating this thing, but maybe this thing has more speed. Maybe it's faster than this behemoth. I don't know. Not really a fair matchup, in my opinion, but I just wanted to show you that comparison right there. And let's bring in one of the other mechs from this wave. This is Cole's Earth mech. As you can see, these two are very similar in terms of how they are designed. Not only in terms of the torso, which are more or less the exact same there, but also in terms of the arms, the legs. They have similar methods of bulking up the mech. Which I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it works, so why not reuse it? Also, Cole's mech is a little bit shorter than Kai's mech, but it is maybe just a tad wider. And for the final comparison here, let's bring in the Sora Elemental Tech mech, the other mech that is a part of this whole part swapping gimmick. And Sora's mech, if I can get it to stand up, again, this thing is really annoying for no reason. Sora's mech is a little bit taller than Kai's mech. Sure, Kai's is beefier and bulkier, but Sora definitely has the tallest mech of the entire selection. And just for fun, just because I had him on standby, here is Kai's Elemental Fire mech with the Transformers Legacy Tiger Hawk. Yeah, Tigerhawk is a little bit bigger than Kai's mech. And really quick before we wrap up, here we have the spare parts and the instruction manual. Nothing too crazy going on here. So in terms of my final thoughts on Kai's Elemental Fire mech, I like this set. Now with that being said, the mech has some issues, some very glaring issues that are hard to overlook, but the mech itself has a lot of great stuff to offer as well, and I do like all of the minifigures that you get in this set too, along with that surprisingly good small wolf mech. I think everything in this set has some type of value. Like I said, it's not perfect, but I do think it is worthwhile. It's worth the asking price. You get some pretty awesome exclusive figures as well, and two pretty good mechs that you can put against each other in a display or for play. I think it works for both. So I think it's obvious what I think about this set. I really like it and I would highly recommend it. I feel like Kai fans are in for a treat especially, but leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think about this set? Do you like it? Do you not like it? That'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. Like I said, leave all your thoughts down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Peace.